I'm going to give each person about 5 minutes to kind of tell their story, and then we can open this up for the forum and calls. So who I'm going to unmute now is DarkMatter2525. And I think a lot of you have watched his videos. He just came out with a really good one about if atheists acted religious, which is just a wonderful parody about Fox News and Christian activism, but he twisted it around into, like from the atheist perspective. DarkMatter, thank you for joining the show.
Hi, thank you. I'm very honored to be here.
The honor is ours. This is such an important topic, I think, and videos like what you put out with such wonderful animation, a really good message. Everybody just eats them up when they come out. I see frequently in your comment section, when are you going to come out with the next video? And it's a lot of work to do that. So, you're doing it just an awesome job. So, did you come from a religious background or more of a secular family?
Very secular. I see myself as being extremely lucky because I never had any kind of belief system imposed on me. I was given the chance to kind of figure things out for myself. Mm-hmm. And I had all kinds of different religions in my family. Christianity, Judaism, and my father was a purely agnostic. You'd ask him about God, and he would just say, I don't know. I really don't know. Uh-huh. So I was given the chance to kind of look into things, and because I didn't have any of those authority figures in my life that had these great influences on me, I was given the chance to kind of, look at things objectively and say, that sounds like the fairy tales that I hear everywhere else. Why is this supposed to be more true than, Jack and the Beanstalk? It sounds the same to me. So, one of my earliest memories was in second grade, and I said, I told some kid, God, I don't think God is real. That's just a story. And the first thing he told me was, you're going to burn in hell. And
he told you that in second grade?
Yeah.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, and that left an impression on me. And my grandfather was the only true atheist in my family. My grandparents, my grandfather and my grandmother were both atheists. And they were pretty outspoken about it, but they didn't want to impose it on the kids, and his grandkids. I visited him a lot, and like a lot of atheists, we don't want to do the things that religion does. We don't want to have to press our views onto our kids, and so he didn't do that. But I knew he was an atheist, and he knew the Bible inside and out. He went to a religious school, and
it's amazing how many atheists know the Bible inside and out.
Yeah.
It really is. So
yeah, I think that's a big factor, and becoming an atheist is just looking at the Bible and realizing that certain things contradict and things don't make sense. And
exactly. And so, since you came from a secular background, what motivated you to become such an activist on YouTube?
Well, two things. The story with my grandfather, a big part of that left an impression on me when I was younger was he didn't like he was an active atheist in public, and he didn't like the fact that a gigantic crucifix was placed in a public park near his house. So he went to court to have it removed. It was in violation of, the First Amendment. And that was a very ugly battle, a very public battle, and eventually he won. I know religious people don't like this, but the Constitution is always on our side. And he won, and when I was a little kid, and this happened when I was a little kid, and he tried to keep this from us, but we always knew anyway. This was before the days of caller ID, the death threats, hundreds of death threats, because he won and the crucifix was moved to a church instead of the park. And this stuff scared me, and I realized at that early age that, just because you're religious, most people don't know this, but just because you're religious, that doesn't mean you're a good person. you know, most people assume, oh, he's a God-fearing person, you know, he's a good guy, whatever. No, you can be truly evil. And you know, later in life, and I lived up north in Chicago, and I never was really for that outspoken. In college I was, just because I found it to be an interesting subject, but I never actually felt persecuted or anything. Mm-hmm. And I used to talk to other religious people on campus who were outspoken and debate with them just because it was fun. But when I moved down south, now that was a different story. I felt truly like a second-class citizen down here, and that's when I started making YouTube videos. And my brother, who had the same upbringing as me, interestingly enough, he became very religious, a diehard Christian, and I thought it changed him extremely for the worse. And that bothered me a lot, and that was a big thing that prompted me to start making videos about this.
Oh, wow. That's intense. And the death threat thing, you know, I think it goes on a lot more than people realize. Well, you know, so a lot of you people really on your YouTube channels probably get them, but I know the military religious freedom gets just horrific, horrible stuff on a daily basis, and, you know, I can just imagine what's out there. Well, thank you, and please stay on the line. I'm going to keep you unmuted for when we open up more for a forum, and but thank you for sharing that. And